Welcome, friends. Today, we continue the Rich Mitch Discovery Set series. Scandalous. That is right, my friends. I'm coming back to you today with yet another fragrance video. If you missed the first installation in this series, stop right here. Okay, that was a banger. Rich Mitch, who is a Fragcom legend, darling, duck, he has sent me 29 of his favorite fragrances of all time to sample. In the first video, I did the first 10. In this video, I will also do 10 randomly selected. Rich Mitch was kind enough to hand decant all of these samples from his personal collection. A lot of these are vintage, hard to get, impossible to find, especially in the United States. So thank you so much to Rich Mitch for doing this. It's really cool. And it just feels like, it just feels like a good Fragcom thing, friends exchanging samples. It's awesome. Okay, so if you don't know who Rich Mitch is, definitely subscribe to his channel. It will be linked in the description. And if you like these sorts of videos, if you want to keep up to date with everything on this channel, hit the like button, hit the sub button. Really appreciate that as well. And in no particular order, let's see what the first fragrance is. So this is labeled Cologne. What does that say? Cologne Egoiste. Cologne. Okay, so this is Chanel Egoiste, a rare version of it. This is Egoiste Cologne Concentree. Funny story about this fragrance, actually. So this won't be the first time I've smelled this perfume, because my dad, for whatever outrageous reason, has a bottle of Egoiste Cologne Concentree, even though this particular perfume was only released by Chanel for 2 years. So it's incredibly rare, incredibly expensive, and you just don't find it very often. So let's see what this is all about. I mean, whoa. So okay, like I mentioned before, I have smelled Egoiste, and I have somehow smelled Cologne Concentrate before, but I've never worn it. I've never really had time to really experience it. This is the Egoiste DNA, so that warm, rosy, sandalwoody, spicy thing just turned up to like 10. It's denser, it's richer, it's more. Everything more. I was talking to Rich Mitch during this week, and he was excited for me to smell this. He mentioned this has like a syrupy quality in the top. I don't necessarily get that. I'm picking up on basically just, well, Egoiste, but richer. I get a lot of rose. I get a lot of this woody, cinnamony, spicy thing going on. I mean, this is like a fucking 10. It's just outrageously, insanely good. I love it. I might have a bottle of this coming soon. We don't know. We'll have to figure that out. You'll have to figure that out. Subscribe to the channel to see if a bottle arrives. Who knows? I may have found one. But yeah, this is just insane. Thank you for sending me this. I'll definitely drain this sample, because we can't be wasting this much of a rare perfume and just letting it sit here in this sample. Okay. So, moving on. We have, what is this? Ocean Rain. Ocean Rain. I don't remember. Well, no. I'm okay. Off the top of my head, I could be wrong. This is Edmund Runitska's final fragrance. Edmund Runitska, of course, being a very famous perfumer, sort of a mentor to a lot of other great perfumers. I believe maybe Jean-Claude Ellen, off the top of my head, because it's sort of fuzzy on my perfume history, but I think this might be Edmund Runitska's final fragrance. Let's see. This should be very vintage, sort of old school leaning. Runitska, didn't he like Chypres? He made like Rochas Femme, right? Yeah, so let's see. Whoa! A really weird smell off the bat. Okay. I'm getting like what I can only describe as like a marine sort of smell. It is sort of watery. Maybe the name is sort of making me a little biased, but no, this does come off to me as like a marine watery sort of thing. But there's something else. There's like ambergris or some sort of floral that I can't really pick up. There's also maybe like a citrusy fruity thing. Yeah, it's like a citrusy fruity thing. I have a feeling this would be completely different on skin. I can't do 10 samples on skin though. I don't have that much skin. Yeah, but marine in a way, ambergris, slightly animalic actually, a little bit dirty but clean at the same time. Really, you can tell this is just well built though. You can tell somebody like Edmund Renitska, you know, his experience shows through. The structure of this fragrance is very well done. Right in the top, I imagine it'll get a little, you know, darker and darker as the wear goes on. Really beautiful, very strange, actually, very peculiar fragrance. I'll give this like a 7.5. It's very original smelling to me. Okay, moving on, right down the list. Let's see what the next one is. This is labeled Metropolis. Never heard of it. Don't know anything about it at all. Metropolis. Yeah, I'm trying to remember all the Rich Mitch videos I've watched. I don't know if I've ever heard him mention this. So this is truly completely blind. Okay. So if I know Rich Mitch and I know his taste, I would probably guess this is a vintage designer from some company. I'm not sure which one. It's definitely not modern. Definitely not. This is really nice. It's got this sort of classic masculine thing about it. It's clean and fresh in like a green spicy way to my nose. There's some nice citruses. It's very well blended. I'm having like a really hard time picking out very specific notes or like anything very like super descriptive about it. It does smell designer in this clean, fresh sort of way. It might be a very crisp, clean fougere scent profile, similar to Gucci Nobile, which I smelled in the previous episode. I'm not sure though. It's not immediately coming off to me as like an obvious fougere. Yeah, really, really interesting. This one also comes off to me as a fragrance that would probably be very different on skin. So I'm interested to give this a couple more wears. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 7. It's not my immediate favorite. It comes off as a little bit thin, a little bit watery maybe to my nose. Very classic designer though. Okay. Moving on. We have, what is this? Homme Club. Don't know. Absolutely no idea. Homme Club, huh? Racking my perfume brain to see if I've heard of anything like this before. I can't remember anything. This is probably, knowing him, another vintage designer of some sorts. Who knows? Homme Club. Let's see what this is all about. This is questionable. This is very questionable so far, Rich Mitch. I don't know about this one. I don't know. Homme Club? Smells 80s to me. Smells very vintage, 80s, masculine. Dare I say, this reminds me of Antaeus. That might be like wrong, just completely wrong, but it's coming off as this sort of slightly dated smelling 80s masculine, you know, leather chypre sort of thing with these aromatic touches. There's maybe some rosemary or some sage or some sort of like other green aromatic thing. There's a little skank in there. The little skank, which is why I said Antaeus. It's not like the Antaeus Castoreum. It isn't as punchy as that, but this is a little skanky, a little dirtiness. It's a little leathery. It's actually really nice. I have to be honest. It's really nice. Now that it dried down a little bit. It was a little suspect at first there. But, yeah. Hohang Club. Kind of like this vintage masculine leather chypre thing. Distantly reminding me of Antaeus. I'm going to give this like an 8.5. Big turnaround for Hohang Club. I wonder who made that. Comment in the comment section if you know who made Hohang Club. All right. This is just labeled Iquitos. 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 Oh, bro. Iquitos. Okay, so let's smell this. Don't know what this is. No clue. Rich Mitch. Okay, let's smell Iquitos. Not a clue. Never heard of it. What is this? What is this? This is freaking outrageous. It smells like... Okay, hold on. My nose has to be broken. This smells like grape soda to me right now. But hold on. This cannot be. This cannot be. This can't be. Hold on. Now it's sort of... It's coming through. There's something sweet. There's something floral. There's also, again, something dirty, something skanky under there. Got a little animalic undertone to my nose. Maybe, you know, some musks or some civets or some castoreum. I don't really know. Yeah, is this a chypre again? Got this bright top, but I can tell there's some mossy sort of animalicness going on. Very particular. I would also say this is definitely in that 80s range, you know, sort of smells a little dated, a little old school, but I like that. This is really good. Yeah, there's got to be castoreum. There's got to be some sort of animalic in here. Got some, maybe some aromatic touches in there as well. It's nice. I have to be honest. Both Hohang and this Iquitos, really good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look these up after the video. I don't know who makes these at all. So this is true going in blind. Iquitos, fucking 8.5 yet again, right up there with Hohang. Okay, let's go to the next one. Then what is this? Lauder. What would he send me that's from Estee Lauder? Lauder for Men? Lauder for Men? I've heard him talk about that. Lauder for Men. Probably. Okay. Ever smelled this? Probably Lauder for Men? Let's see. Oh, bitter. Really bitter. Big, like, galbanum petitgrain sort of thing immediately hit me in the face. Oak moss. Yeah, this is... Okay, so this is super old school. This is like Chanel Pour Monsieur, the Eau de Toilette. This is like vintage Eau Sauvage. This is very, very old. This is Nikolai New York Intense old. Bitter, green, aromatic. Got those sort of dusty citruses. Very green. I wouldn't be surprised if there's petitgrain in here. Galbanum, oak moss. It's very dry to me. Very classically masculine. Gotta be honest, the age range bouncing around in my head for this fragrance is like 60s plus. I'm not gonna lie. Like I could not wear this. And I wear some pretty old school stuff, and I don't think I could pull this off. It's nice. It's just not my thing, gotta be honest. I have to give this, I think, the lowest score of the series so far. Probably about a 5. And he's gonna reprimand me in the comments for this. But guess what? I'm honest, Rich Mitch, okay? This is a 5. Okay, moving on. What do we have? Gres. Gray. De Gras? I think, yes. This might be de Gras. Or de Gras. Let's see. Never smelled. Faintly remember him talking about a fragrance called Homme de Gras, maybe? Let's see. Hopefully this is better than Lauder for Men. I'll revisit Lauder for Men at the end of the video, okay, Rich Mitch? I know he's DM'd me 30 times by the time he's watched this video. How dare you fucking not like Lauder for Men, you know? Oh, this is nice. This is beautiful. This is like a very easygoing sort of, yeah, again, citrusy, slightly green, brighter citruses, fuller, rounder, full-bodied citruses this time, though. Bit of lavender in there. You can just tell there's lavender. It'd be funny if there isn't lavender, of course, but I'm pretty sure I smell lavender in here. That's very distinct sort of fougere inflection, sort of like that steamy, purpley, slightly scratchy herbal edge. Very beautiful, very nice. This is coming off to me as like a pretty just like typical, well done, very well executed fragrance. Citruses are very nice. I think maybe there's like a little orange rindy note in there somewhere. It's getting grassier as it dries down already. It is getting greener. Maybe slightly muskier. It's nice. Homme de Gras. This is like a 7.5. Really enjoy it. Let me just quickly revisit Lauder for Men. It's a 5. Okay. Moving on. No clue what this one is. It's just named Cuir. Cuir. So leather. Leather. What is named leather? This can't be YSL Cuir from their private line. This cannot be. So I don't know what this is. Cuir. No clue. Let's see. I expect leather, just purely based on the name. The house this is from, he's going to have to tell me in the comment section. I'm just going to put question marks on the screen. Oh. Whoa! Big birch tar. Like, wait, okay, hold on. This is a traditional leather. This is like birch tar, Cuir de Russie territory. Okay, now I'm recalibrated. Hold on. Burnt. Ashy. Black. This is fucking outrageously good. Burnt. Ashy. Birch tarry. Just black. Take ash and you smear it across leather. Oh my god, this is great. Who makes this? This can't be vintage. This is too... I don't know. This is... Mona de Orio? Mona de Orio Cuir. Wait. Mona de Orio Cuir. This is fucking rare. Okay, hold on. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, I remember him talking about this being one of his favorite leather fragrances ever. Yeah, this is proper. Birch tarry ashy leather. Absolutely beautiful. There's something sweet in there. It's very well balanced. It kind of smells purpley to me. I don't know why. Maybe there's a floral. Maybe this is a Cuir de Russie. I take on a Cuir de Russie. Russian leather. This is like a 9.5. If this is Mona de Orio Cuir, the entire brand is shut down. all the fragrances are discontinued, and bottles of this I imagine would go for just silly money. We're talking like $500,000. I don't even know. Yeah, it's like a 9.5. Probably one of the best leather fragrances in this style I've ever smelled. Outstanding. Like, fucking awesome. Okay. God, that sucks that that's discontinued. Okay, I would own a bottle 100%. This one is called... Okay, yeah. This one is called Pure Chili. This is from Mugler. This is from Mugler, isn't it? With the Amen flankers, right? Never smelled Pure Chili. Never smelled Amen. I don't think I've smelled a Mugler. Oh my God. Somebody reprimand me in the comments section. I don't think I've smelled a Mugler fragrance ever in my life. This is Pure Chili, though. I believe this is a discontinued flanker of Amen. Okay. Hold on. This is like smelling Cuir and this back to back is like, this is just two different worlds. Two different worlds. Okay, hold on. It hit me in the face from the start. Like big sillage, massive fragrance. Like I can just tell it's a strong. I don't really know what I'm smelling. It's this kind of warm, sweet, spicy sort of thing. It's not like chili spicy. It's not red hot spicy. There's something gourmand about it. Maybe slightly tobacco-y. Maybe. It's really good. It's actually really good. It's a shame this is not what Mugler makes nowadays. Yeah. This is nice. Sweet, warm, inviting, sort of gourmand designer thing. Yeah, this is like an 8. Hit me in the face at the beginning, right? Got the wrong impression, but we locked in. Give this about an 8. It's really nice. Beautiful. All right, and the final fragrance of this video. Thanks so much to Rich Mitch for sending these samples out. There will be a part 3 pretty soon, so be sure to subscribe to see that. And of course, subscribe to Rich Mitch. This last fragrance is called Arden Cologne. Arden Cologne. So, okay, once again, no idea. Arden Cologne, I expect an eau de cologne. Sort of leaning scent profile, so maybe I'm expecting fresh, clean sort of thing. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. Yep. Pretty much exactly what I thought it would be. Beautiful, beautiful citruses in this. Oh, wow. This immediately reminds me of Guerlain Frenchy Lavande a little bit. A little bit. No, excuse me. Guerlain Eau de Guerlain. That's sort of, yeah, it's classic eau de cologne. It's green. It's sort of crisp. Bitter almost. Beautiful bright citruses. Got a minty sort of cooling greenness to it. Absolutely stunning, really. Beautiful eau de cologne. I wonder how much this costs, because I bet you this isn't that expensive. And it outdoes a lot of fragrances for the money. It really does. Yeah, beautiful. I'm gonna have to give that about an 8. The star of the show for me is this Cuir fragrance, Mona de Orio, I believe. Yeah, just stunning birch tar leather. Absolutely beautiful. I don't even want to know how much a bottle of this would go for. Off the top of my head, if I had to guess, probably at least $600. So, that's a shame. Gonna have to forget about that one. But that's gonna wrap this video up, guys. So far, Rich Mitch's taste, A+ from me. I mean, just crazy good taste. Love his vintage designer inflected sort of vibe. Picks out a lot of the lesser talked about stuff I've never smelled before. So this is really like a big learning experience, seeing what these designer brands produced, well, before a lot of the designers went to shit, unfortunately for us. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe to Rich Mitch. Sub to the channel if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.